How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sick Eric Tech. Now, the OnePlus 10 Pro, I must say I did bash this phone. Before it even came out officially here in the States, I was bashing this phone when it first got released months ago. But I must say, uh, maybe I was wrong. I don't know. But I'm definitely liking this phone, and I even said that in one of my other videos. Watch me end up liking this, kill myself, and I end up liking this phone. Now, that does not mean that it is perfect by any means, but still, it's a fantastic device. Uh, this is going to be my quick review of the OnePlus 10 Pro. Now, this phone, as we all know, was released at the beginning of the year in China, and then it finally got released, I believe it was a month ago, less than a month ago here in the States, widely available, T-Mobile, Best Buy, Amazon, etc. And I decided to check this phone out for myself to see if it's any good. And let me tell you guys, this phone does have its strong suits, a few weak points, but other than that, this phone has been fantastic in my use. As far as going off of the first thing is going to be the build quality and the dimensions. So it's a very nice feeling phone. As far as dimensions go, it's 6.42 inches tall, 2.91 wide, and 0.34 thin. So it is a very nice ergonomic smartphone. It does not weigh much. It weighs about 7.09 ounces. So it feels really nice in the hand, nicely balanced as well. So it's not top heavy or anything. It feels really nice. I like the curved edges of the OnePlus 10 Pro. You get Corning Gorilla Glass 5 and then Corning Gorilla Glass Victus on the front. So not the newest Gorilla Glass on the back, but still, compared to last year's OnePlus 9 Pro, I definitely like this finish a lot more. This emerald green is absolutely gorgeous. Like, this is one of the best colors OnePlus has released. The OnePlus 9 Pro last year was just a fingerprint magnet. As far as this camera array, I do like it. It's made out of ceramic and it will pick up fingerprints like crazy, so you might have to keep wiping it down. But it looks nice. I like the way this phone looks. I like the way it feels. IP68 dust and water resistance on T-Mobile, but keep in mind they're all pretty much built the same. It's just T-Mobile pays for that IP rating as an extra thing, but it's pretty much going to be the same phone. I got this off of Amazon, and they're all built the same, so they're all pretty much going to be resistant to water. As far as the display goes, guys, this is one of the best displays you could get right now. I think this one, the Galaxy S22 Ultra and the LG V60 have some of the best displays out on the market right now, and this one does not fail. This is a nice, beautiful 6.7-inch display, LTPO2. It is at 120 hertz. It has the whole 1-bit color, 1 billion colors, whatever the hell you want to call it. Supports HDR10 plus, and this thing does get bright enough outside at a max peak brightness of 1300 nits. It does have a 1440 display, so it is definitely very sharp and colorful. So no 1080p here. Covered in Corning Gorilla Glass Victus, like I said earlier, and you do get an always on display with a whole bunch of different customizable clocks that you could do on here for personalization. So that is fantastic. You get several different clocks. You get some analog clocks. You get your canvas, bit emoji, digital clocks on here as well. So I would like to see a little bit more options for clocks on OnePlus. So hopefully maybe they give us a little bit more as far as an update to Oxygen OS. But still, a lot of personalization is here for this device, and I definitely do like the OnePlus does that. And going on personalizations, you could change everything on here. You could change your icons, you could change the shape, you could download different icon packs and use those on here as well. You could change the size, your app name, and everything on here. You could change your wallpapers, of course, typical stuff. I really do like that you could change your accent color. Now, I would have liked to seen a little bit more material use stuff on here to where it changes everything. But as far as this goes, it will change your icons up top and different other stuff in the settings. But Material U would have been nice on here, just in my opinion. You could change your font size, your display size. You get a little bit more options with your fingerprint sensor, which is really nice. You could change it to magic fireworks. You could also have that fingerprint animation sound. It is an optical fingerprint sensor, and it is really fast. I really do like this fingerprint sensor. Another thing from last year, OnePlus 9 Pro, give this a quick wipe down. The fingerprint sensor has been moved up. The OnePlus 9 Pro was very, very low at the bottom here, and it was kind of annoying to have to unlock it. Well, the OnePlus 10 Pro moved that fingerprint sensor up higher, so it's easier to get to and definitely works a lot better. No issues. It's fast, it's reliable, it'll get the job done. And when that doesn't work, you get facial recognition on here, so you are able to unlock your device pretty quickly with your face. So that's really, really good. The Pixel 6 doesn't even have those options, so keep that in mind, that the fingerprint sensor and the face unlock are very reliable and will not give you any problems. As far as Android 12 on here, Oxygen OS, thank God OnePlus went away from the Color OS and Oxygen OS merger, and they decided to go more towards Oxygen OS, because the last update on the OnePlus 9 Pro ruined it for me, because Oxygen OS and Color OS merged, and there were so many issues and so many problems that I did not like that update, and it ruined my experience on the OnePlus 9 Pro. Thankfully, everything is back to normal over here on the OnePlus 10 Pro, and we ain't got no issues, and everything works pretty good. The only thing I would say is that sometimes when unlocking the device, it will flash black, and then it'll go back to the lock screen for some reason. I don't know if it has to do with if you have your hand too close to the top. As you can see right there, if you have your hand up here, it's not going to recognize anything as far as unlocking it. For some reason, it says not recognized. I don't know if it has to do with something with the proximity sensors when you unlock your device, but it will flash on and then go black and then go back to the lock screen. It happens often, but not often enough to catch it on camera, of course. Pretty typical, but it does happen, and that's one thing that I would say is a little issue. Probably could be fixed in a software update. Android 12, Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processor on here. You only get 8 gigabytes of RAM, so bare minimum as far as that goes. Might be the theme of this video, bare minimum. I would like to have seen more RAM and more storage. So you only get 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 of non-expandable storage on the OnePlus 10 Pro, and that is kind of disappointing. Now, is this phone slow or laggy at all? No, it's not. It's very, very fast and snappy. You do get your RAM Plus on here to sort of give you a little bit more RAM. It'll take from your storage on there, so that helps out a little bit. But this phone is very snappy and fast. Now, is it as snappy as fast as the S22 Ultra? Not quite. That has 12 gigabytes RAM, but OnePlus and Oxygen OS are very efficient and very snappy. Coupled with that high refresh rate, this phone is very nice and smooth, but still would like to have seen more RAM and more storage. As far as storage goes, 128 I think is the bare minimum you should get on a smartphone. Definitely would have liked to seen 256 on this. So as far as longevity goes, you might be having to delete some stuff if you're planning on keeping this phone for a year or 2 years or 3 years. You might want to have to start deleting stuff, because 128 is the bare minimum that you should be allowed. I think we should have gotten more options here, or at least expandable memory, but I don't think OnePlus is going to do that. You got the Adreno 730 GPU. So that is nice. You're going to have very good graphics when playing games. No issues. I don't play games, so sorry. I don't have a full gaming review of this device, but yeah, you're still going to you'll be okay as far as playing games. No issues with heating or anything on this. This phone is a champ when it comes down to performance. You get UFS 3.1 storage on here, so that is fantastic. You're going to have very good storage speeds and saving speeds and opening up apps and transferring files. No issues whatsoever. Going on to the cameras now, here is another thing to where we get bare minimum, but not on the rear-facing camera. These cameras are fantastic, guys. You get a 48 megapixel main sensor, 8 megapixel telephoto, a 50 megapixel ultra wide, with a 150-degree field of view, and it is all calibrated by Hasselblad, so that is fantastic. Your front-facing camera is where we get down to bare minimum. Even though it's a 32 megapixel front-facing camera, you could only record at 1080p, while the rears, you could go all the way up to 8K if you wanted to. But the front-facing camera, definitely lacking and is bare minimum. Pictures on here, on the front-facing camera, are bare minimum at most. They fall apart quickly in low light. Video on here, while it's bright and the HDR is good, it's not very clear or sharp compared to other devices. When it comes down to this front-facing camera, OnePlus did this last year with the 9 Pro, and they're doing it again with the 10 Pro. Kind of annoying. I want to see 4K video recording on the front-facing camera and better sharpness on it as well. The rear-facing cameras, guys, these things are phenomenal. They go toe-to-toe with the S22 Ultra, definitely on this part, and these cameras are fantastic. You might be seeing some pictures flash on your screen taken with the OnePlus 10 Pro. So these cameras are fantastic. No issues whatsoever. Dynamic range is perfect. Colors are really nice and vibrant, but not going too saturated on here. You get a lot of options. Telephoto lens, a little bit weak as far as that goes. You definitely can't crop in more than 10 times or else things will tend to fall apart. So I would have liked to have seen a better telephoto lens, but the ultra wide, fantastic. Main sensor, fantastic. Front facing camera, not so fantastic. So going back to the display, this display does not have those issues that the OnePlus 9 Pro did. Sorry, I forgot to include this. But the OnePlus 9 Pro did have a very dark display. The HDR was very aggressive on there to where it crushed the blacks and the shadows. This phone does not have that. Just needed to throw that out there. As far as everything goes, this phone has been fantastic as far as performance. Bluetooth 5.2, no issues with connectivity. Wi-Fi 6, again, no issues with connectivity. Signal on here, I'm running this on T-Mobile, and I get a solid 5G signal no matter where I go. It tends to drop down to 4G sometimes, but it's very quick to go back to 5G, and no issues with, not connecting to the internet or Wi-Fi disconnecting or Bluetooth dropping or anything. The only thing I would say about the Bluetooth audio is that when you're listening to music, the volume does go a little bit higher and lower on its own. Don't know what that's all about. I've tried disabling absolute volume on here. I've tried several different earbuds, the OnePlus buds, the Galaxy buds, the Soundpeats, and when you're listening to music on here, the volume goes up and then it goes down very slightly despite what you have Dolby Atmos on. So that is quite annoying. I do not have that issue on the OnePlus N20, and that phone is absolutely fantastic when it comes down to Bluetooth audio, and the OnePlus Nord N20, that is. And it does it on this phone. Using the same headphones on that other device, it does not do it. So I don't know what the deal is with the Bluetooth audio on here, but it does do that every now and then, and it is kind of annoying. So that is another thing that has an issue on there. Going on over to battery life, 5,000 milliamp hour battery, guys. This thing is pretty good. Is the best? No. Bare minimum? Probably. But I think the battery life could be just a little bit better on here. Going on over through an 8-hour day at work. I leave work at about 40, close to 30% left on here. And that's just by streaming music, playing music all night long, watching a couple of videos and things. Not doing much on here, listening to Audible. And the battery life will dip down quite low, but thankfully you get 65 watts super VOOC charging on here, so you could top this thing up in like 10-15 minutes and the rest of the day, because this thing tops off really fast. 65 watt super VOOC charging is what this thing is capable of. You also get wireless charging on here. If you get the wireless charger from OnePlus, you could charge all the way up to 50 watts wirelessly. So that is insane. You get reverse wireless charging, so if you want to charge some buds or another device on the back, you could do that on here as well. So charging, they include the charger in the box, they include the cable, and it is a high wattage charger. Anything else goes, I'm definitely liking this phone a lot more than I thought I would. You get a whole bunch of different perks, like your alert slider over here. You get your off-screen gestures, so if your phone is sitting on the desk and you're playing music on here, you could just swipe on the screen to go to your next track. You could swipe down to pause. I love that feature. When I'm at work and I have my phone sitting on my desk, I could just pause my music or go to the next track without even unlocking my device. Fingerprint sensor works fine other than that little glitch of the black screen. Don't know what that's all about, but other than that, it works flawlessly. The speakers on here are absolutely fantastic when it comes down to audio. They're very loud and very crisp. The only thing I would like to see is the option for Dolby Atmos when using these stereo speakers on here. That would have been nice. Don't have that option. Only with Bluetooth can you use Dolby Atmos. So hopefully that gets fixed in a software update. That'll be fantastic if we could do that. But other than that, display is fantastic. There were issues about the refresh rate. Apps, it does not go all the way up to 120 hertz, and they stay at 60. But for the most part, it is at 120 hertz. It does dip down quite low, and sometimes it will jump around between 30 and 5 and then 60. Some apps are capped out at 60, so I don't understand what that's all about. Hopefully a software update will fix that as far as the refresh rate goes. With that being said, OnePlus 10 Pro, definitely ended up liking it. And as far as the price goes, $899, I think it's okay as far as pricing goes. It's not as expensive as Samsung or Apple, but it could be a little cheaper considering you only get 8 gigabytes of RAM and 128 storage. But I think $899 is okay as far as the price goes. You get a lot of bang for your buck here. You get solid cameras other than a front-facing camera. You get a big, beautiful curved display. A lot of people may not like that. I don't mind. You get a lot of features for OnePlus. You get, like, I don't know, this thing is supported all the way up to Android 15. So you're going to get your updates through OnePlus in a timely manner, and this phone will be supported for a very long time. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed my review of the OnePlus 10 Pro and my thoughts about it and how it's been going for me as far as using this device. Subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.